Sit back, relax, and take a nap while I do a little yap. Guys, welcome back. Or, well, I'm returning, I guess. This is my welcome back to another podcast. Yeah, it's been a while. I don't know how long. It's just been long. I was honestly going to stop doing them as well as YouTube videos. uh, you know, in this episode, I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff. It's going to be very personal. And this is like kind of more so to like I would say my friends because they're the main people who watch my stuff. But like maybe somebody else out there can take some information and like advice from what I'm about to say. Maybe somebody else is going through the situation that I'm going through, and it'll help them deal with it. Yeah, point is, I'm just gonna be talking about a lot of stuff. Number one, where have I been? School is literally it. Yeah, I've just been doing school. I've been existing, kind of just been schooling. I love learning. I really do. New things are kind of like a fixation that I like to, or learning new things specifically is a fixation that I have. Some people don't like learning new things. I love it. I love learning new things. Come on now. That's my stickle wickle. Anyway, I've just been kind of doing school, I guess. Like, I never saw like YouTube as like a full-time thing that I would just be doing while school is happening. I tried to back in the fall and like edit some of my videos and stuff, and then I just realized, yeah, this is the amount of time it's gonna take to do stuff is gonna be, oh my god, and yeah, I was, like I said, I was right. It took a minute. Like that lookism video that I posted a few weeks ago, that was recorded way back in January last year in 2025. I have another video I have been editing that I want to send out by the end of the month, probably. But, it's just been an eventful year and a half ish. Yeah, a year and a half ish, I'd say by now. So like since I started college and stuff like that. What else can I go down before I just start yapping? Besides school, I mean, like, normal young people stuff. Like I hang out with my friends, I text people, been busy socializing, being in other people's lives, stuff like that. Like nothing unusual. But I will say recently, oh my god, recently it's just been hard. It's just been hard. I've come off of like my college high at this point, and like I do enjoy learning, but that comes at a price. Now I've kind of lost my schedule, for example, I kind of stopped going to the gym because I was genuinely just so overwhelmed with schoolwork that it's like I couldn't even think about going to the gym. Recently in May I started doing it again, but June not at all. Another thing with that is just like I spend I spend so much time with my friends that I'm realizing when I get home I don't give myself enough time either. And that's kind of like told on me until recently. Like when summer started, I didn't realize how much time I was actually putting into other people until I got enough alone time and I was like, hey, I actually enjoy this. Um, because then I can do a bunch of shit ton of stuff that I want to do and stuff. And as much as I love seeing other people happy, I want to be happy too, you know? Um, and this is gonna be directed towards a lot of my friends right now that I love. I love y'all. But like if I've been inconsistent or like not talking to you at all, it doesn't mean that I hate you. I'm not purposefully, and I mean this, I'm not purposefully on purpose ignoring you. What ends up happening is you text me, I don't answer your text. I'll be like, oh, I'll answer later. I got to do this right now. 8 hours go by, and then I get like a double text or something else. Then I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even see that. Literally is what happens. I forget that I'm supposed to text you back, and I don't until I do eventually remember somehow, some way, and then I'm like, oh, I got to do that first. So I'm not I swear to God, if why would I be ignoring you on purpose if I still think you're my friend? You wouldn't be hearing from me if I didn't want to talk to you. It is that simple. Another thing with that is that, I haven't talked to a lot of people that I want to talk to in the past, that it's like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while, or I haven't heard from you in a while. And like, they're doing cool shit too. Like they got their lives handed out. And it's like, honest to God, you make me realize I don't got to see you every day or hear from you every day. To know that like you're doing cool and you're being cool and having cool shit happen, it's just that simple sometimes. Because it's like, I appreciate having friends, obviously, but I also do appreciate the time I can spend on myself. I got back into drawing. That used to be something I did. And like shows and all of this kind of media stuff, like it's good to have that to myself, and that's not saying that like I'm blaming anybody. I'm kind of, if anything, I'm blaming myself for being too selfless. Because again, I get like I get my emotional highs, my mental highs from interacting with people and making their days, like being funny, happy, whatever, all the positive emotions, I love I love putting that onto people, if that sounds right. I just love people. I'm an empath, I want to connect with them. I want to show them that they're appreciated, loved, all of that. That has never changed, and that's not changing anytime soon. I just, again, I kind of just lost my edge on who and what I am and what I want to be. And this podcast is kind of the origin of like, hey, I want to be a radio broadcaster. So why don't I just do this? And I was consistent for a while. Actually, I did one like once a month, but like one recording got really messed up in March of last year. And then a scheduling problem happened. And then I didn't do it for like 3 months. 3 months led to 6 to 9, the Corey Kenshin schedule stuff. Anyway, I just found it easier to just not get back into something and not keep any promises. Again, this is, I hate to bring it back to Corey Kenshin, but I know my capacity. I know what I can promise. I know what I can do. I know what I can achieve. And, YouTube isn't my obligation, but neither should everything else, you know? I feel like sometimes I just got to sit down, look at myself and be like, I feel like playing fucking Marvel Rivals today. Why not? Um, it's one of those times where it's like reflection is really needed when you're going back into yourself, and going back into college, getting some time to reflect, be like, oh, I missed home, I missed this, I missed that. And it's like, you gotta remember, yeah, like, whatever you miss, like, don't change that out of your life just because, but if it brings you joy, you have to do that. You have to do that, because you can't just force yourself to sit in an emotional pit of mess because there's nothing else you can do about it. You gotta try. You got to try. um and it's like, even if you try and you don't succeed, bro, like, that's fucking life, bro. I'm sorry to put it that way, but you should have more accomplishment in yourself because you tried than you not trying at all. You can't say you sat there and did nothing, and that alone is an achievement. I don't think the amount of times that I've, like, nah, I'm not gonna get into that on this. Oh boy, I'm not gonna get into that. But you know, I've tried a lot of stuff recently, and I've, like, put myself out there, kind of like, let me take this risk. And the reward is very high. The reward is very high. It's like, you really wanted this. You really did. You really wanted that reward, and it shows. It caves in. It comes, and it's like, hey, I really did that. Um, and yeah, sometimes it's just like that. Another thing that I kind of want to talk about is, like, all the shit that's just going on. There's a bunch of shit going on. Um, it's just a bunch of negative crap. Just a bunch of bullshit. Just a bunch of bullshit. I've already said that I wanted to state my mind on some things about it, but it's like, who cares what I think about this and that if most of us can come to an agreement that things suck. Things suck. Period. There is no, oh well, this could be seen as it. No. Shit is messy. Shit is messy. No Lionel, okay? I'll get to the World Cup in a second. Point is, things are just shitty, and that's gonna be how it is for a while, and because of that, I can't be 100%. So I don't expect people to be like, you're not Jared, like, what's going on? It's like, bro, everything in the fucking world is happening. It's like, I'm trying to fit in as a civilian at the very least, and that's hard enough as it is, and it's like, I can't even, like, how am I supposed to do shit when I have, like, everything going on around me personally too? It's like, bro, I gotta deal with, and I'll get to you when I can. When I can get to you, I will get to you. Okay? It is that simple. Don't try to read it in any other way, because if I'm fed up with you, you will know, and it will not be a good time. It will not be a good time. Because I know how people overthink. I overthink too. That doesn't mean I just say, oh yeah, I'm cooked right here. It's the end of the world, whatever. No, I'm willing to wait it out as long as fucking possible. You know, I'm one of those people who don't have to hear from you in like years, and then I could still be like, yeah, you're still chill, you're still cool, I love hanging out with you, you know? But it's like, obviously we can't always do that. You know, that's how life works. That's how it rotates. That's how the world goes round. You know, we can't really reverse the spin of the earth unless you're like fucking Superman or something. So, you know, we just got to do what we can do in the moment. Um ooh, sorry. I had to crack my freaking fingers. My left hand was giving in. And right now, you know, I'm doing the best. I'm doing my best. I am trying. I'm trying. It is currently 1:08 a.m. when I'm recording this, by the way. Ugh. By the way, if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment like, who do you want to win the World Cup? You know, what country do you want to win the World Cup? Why not? Let's get into the World Cup. I'm rooting for France. Now, I know that's very controversial to some people, but I got an opinion. Brazil is the most overhyped team of all time. Now, what do I mean by that? You guys have, Brazil fans, you guys have the most wins in the World Cup period. Your last World Cup win was 2002. There's been a handful. It's countable how many countries have actually won a World Cup. Y'all have won the most in 2002. That's 20 years. Yeah, that seems like a lot of time, but it happens every 4 years. That means that you guys haven't won a World Cup in 5 World Cup. That's not a lot. That's honestly not a lot. It's basically at this point barely, if a quarter of how long the World Cup has been a thing. And guess what? You guys keep treating Brazil like it's we need this World Cup win. The last time is not. No, it's not. You guys will get it back eventually. It's literally bound to fucking happen. Y'all are one of the best teams nationally in the World Cup. You're fine. It's okay. Chill out. Now, France has a lot of hate for reasons I understand. Do I like the French people? Fuck no. French people are oof, difficult. I'll just put it at difficult. French people are difficult. That doesn't mean that the France football team isn't one of the greatest things of all time. Now, Mbappe is called the dictator of France, reasonably so. Still, though, France got it on lockdown. I need France to win that. They made it to the semifinals after getting their first win in 2022 or 2018, and in 2022 made it to the finals, and they didn't win, but they made it to the finals. So I need them to lock in, get to the finals, win it again. Simple as that. I'm okay if they don't win, but what I'm not okay with is if Brazil wins. I am serious. Y'all don't need to win, okay? And I'd argue France doesn't need to win again. That's fair, but they only have like 1 or 2 in the pocket. Argentina only has 1. I'm okay with if Argentina wins again. I'm okay if Italy wins, if Spain wins, as long as it's not Brazil. Literally, that's it. Point is, I also want to talk about how cool it is that the World Cup is in America. And now it's cool. Okay. It's cool that it's in America because that's where I live. And I love how at least one person from each of those countries is actively in the USA. It's like thinking about it, like somebody from Italy who has never been to the US is here. Somebody who is in Haiti, US, like stuff like that is so crazy to me and so awesome at the same time. It's like I'll probably never meet that person, see them ever, but y'all stepped on the same soil that I step on. And that's crazy. It's like, damn, this, like, sports like this actually change the world. I'm not a sports guy. I'm really not. I watch wrestling and soccer, football. That's it. You know? And I don't want to say I hate getting into sports topics, but it's like when people ask me about sports, it's like I don't really care. It's like, yeah, that's a national thing. Like, oh, somebody like California, cool for the California people, cool for the Florida people, cool for, like y'all got it. Wherever y'all are from, y'all got it. I don't really care. It's not the end of the world if something happens, respectfully. You know, wrestling, I mean, it explains itself. It's story driven. It's fucking action packed, big names, all of that stuff. And then football, again, it's an international thing. It's not like, oh, the US is doing soccer only with the US. It's like, no, people get traded around the world to play football. Like, stuff like that is crazy to me, And the World Cup is basically, it pretty much is the Olympic football. It's football Olympics, basically, And I'm glad they're here this year because it's like I actually get to wake up and see something at a time zone that I can manage with. It's just nice that I can have that though, because it's like I hated, oh my god, early in the morning, everything. It's like, bro, now I get to do it in my time zone. What is a kilometer? Nah. The US team is also cooking this year too, which is surprising, but you know what? Maybe they got a shot, and I wouldn't hate if they won either. Again, like I said, as long as it's not Brazil. Past the World Cup though, again, that kind of goes back into like my connections thing where it's like you'll see somebody who has never stepped foot in the USA and are welcomed by either another team or by the same people that love the team that they're loving. And it's like, hey, we may be different nationally, ethnically, all culturally, everything, but we like the same football team. We like how we do things down here, and that is what is up. That's dope. That is hella dope. And I just like that. I just like that community. It could be toxic at times. It's sports. It's sports. Sports is always gonna have some toxic moments. I don't see why it's not. But everything has toxic moments. It's not like it's always gonna be just a lovey-dovey and friendly. But I don't know. The concept of the World Cup is such a unique and crazy thing, and I've never been so engaged with it except for this year because the finals is on my birthday. The last match is on my birthday. That means something. That means something. Now, what that means though, I don't know. I'm just hoping that I can get this over with and have France come home. Well, technically not my home, but you get what I'm trying to say. Win the World Cup. What else have I been up to? Honestly, jack shit, bro. Just school. It's so like I'm not even stressed because at this point I'm taking time for myself, but because of that, again, I feel like people are starting to look at me a certain way, and it's like, bro, I'm doing what I can do right now for myself, and I'll come to you when I can come, and it might not be convenient for you, but it's not convenient for me right now either. So I'll respect your time, and you can respect my time, and eventually we'll jerk each other off or something. I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say. I can have time to do stuff with people when I can have time to do stuff with people. I'm not gonna force it, because if I force it, I'm just not gonna like myself at all. It is that simple. And I want to talk to people when I like myself. That doesn't mean you got to force yourself to talk to me either. You don't have to force anything. I don't have to force any. It's a mutual thing. Friendships are mutual. I hope they are. I hope they are. Um yeah, I kind of just been in my own world, I've been getting nerdier, getting back into football, like I said, getting getting into some anime when I have the time to, uh art, gaming, all of that. I'm kind of focused on myself right now. Um and yeah, that's the best I can do. That's the best I can do. Um I don't know. I kind of seen myself in a certain position a month ago, and now I can't even see that anymore, you know? It's like, oh, well, you know, this is the path I guess I'm gonna go, which is fine, you know? That's how life works. Sometimes you gotta go with the flow, or sometimes you gotta make your own destiny. Simple as that, you know? And I don't give up easy either. I definitely don't. I'm I'm still chasing things that I probably shouldn't chase, but hey, some of you may get this quote. I'm just a dumbass. I am a dumbass when it comes to stuff, but I'm okay being a dumbass if that means that eventually I can get something good out of it. Sometimes being a dumbass is a good thing, and I'm hoping that me being a dumbass comes out to being a great thing. So that's the best I can say about that. Um, what do I see myself doing in the future for this channel? Probably more podcasts. Probably getting some of you guys. Tell me if you guys want to be in it. I'm not gonna force you to watch this whole thing, but I do hope that you took some consideration in on like some of the things that I went over. Um, so, podcast is definitely one of them. Gaming videos. I've been getting into fighting games. I love them. It's fun. And again, that's all me and my own time kind of thing. Uh, I have my most recent thing is gonna be a fighting game video. I hope you guys like it. The quality is buns though. The quality is buns though. You guys gotta remember, I'm a poor black man in the USA. I'm a poor black man. Come on now. But I hope you guys will enjoy that. Definitely more lookism stuff, and I have an idea about something that I want to happen before the World Cup ends, and I don't know. I'm working. I'm working. I'm not really actively working on it, but I have the concept and idea planned out. It's already on paper. I'm gonna be doing school stuff, so I'm gonna be busy. And again, I'm just gonna have to make time for myself, as much as I would love to make time for other people as well. It's not like I'm not gonna do it. It's just like I'm not a great planner either when it comes to stuff, and I don't know my availability at times, but I'll make myself available. how it is. Besides all that, this channel may be very active soon. Don't quote me on that. I genuinely do not know. It might be, it might not be, one of the two. But I know that I want to get this out there because, I do enjoy the podcast. It's something that I plan to do in my career. Like something, communicating is like the one thing I love. And, this podcast definitely helps me do that. I miss talking to people on the podcast about stuff. I miss when, the laughs and all the stuff that's like I can actually get to know more people through my questions and through the stuff I do on this channel. Doesn't mean that it has to be uploaded, doesn't mean that it has to even be for the podcast, but that's like my best way of like getting into like the psyche of somebody who's getting through stuff in life. And yeah, that's the state of the channel. I mean, nothing's really new with me. I'm existing. I kind of just gotta get through what I can get through right now. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh no, that's not it. I'm going through a rebranding right now. As you can see, I'm probably my thing is Angry Unk 12. Right? Now, why do I call myself that? Because it's funny. But another thing is I do feel very unk at times. There's very niche references that I do with very nerdy concepts of older things. I love what I can love, and I love that I love it. So that's the way I like it. Point is, from now on, I'm gonna be referring to my viewers as nephews and nieces. I'm gonna refer myself as uncle or unk or grand unk. It doesn't matter. Unk is my new kind of shtick. So you can call me Jared still. I don't care. But unk is gonna be my rebranding. So that's just how that's gonna be. And I think that is it. Now that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Again, it's probably not going to be the best. It's probably going to be the shortest as well. Again, it's like 1 a.m. in the morning when I'm doing this. So I hope I can get this out the day of too. So I hope you guys have a great day, a great night, a great evening. Know that I love you regardless of the situation. If you don't hear this, then that's your sign that I don't love you. But if you do hear this, then I love you. Like, again, if you see myself on Instagram, if you see myself on TikTok, if you see me on any of my socials doing stuff and you actively see it with me, like, not going out of my way to make sure that you don't see it, then just know we are chill, we are cool, we are friends. I love you. I'm grateful for you. And I hope that eventually I could probably say something that'll brighten your day, make you laugh, make you giggle, clap in both ways, and get through whatever you need to. Yeah, thanks for listening to me yap. I hope you have a great day. I'm not religious, but I hope you have a blessed day if you are. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.